Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be playing some Outer Worlds today. I think we're going to go normal. I like to play games on normal first, just to see, kind of judge the difficulty. I usually end up carrying on normal, but and then replaying on hard if I really like the game. So subtitles on, okay. Back subtitles. Okay. Cinematic subtitles off. Yeah, that would make sense. Although I suppose I should put those on just in case anyone's watching on the phone or whatever. Text size, yeah, fine. So I did start this. God, it's going to be over a year ago now. But anyway, let's watch this.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Okay, so we get to character creation. Yeah, so like I was saying, I did start this about... It's going to be more than a year ago, because I think it came with a deal with either the CPU or graphics card from the PC, and I think I got a fair few hours in, and something, I can't remember what it was, but something else came along. Okay, so we got strength, affects melee weapon damage and the amount you can carry, dexterity, melee attack speed and ranged weapon reload speed, affected skills, handguns, okay, intelligence, critical hits, long guns, persuade, hack, medical science, determination, perception, headshot and weak spot damage bonuses, personality, charm, natural health regen, faction reputation and companion ability cooldowns. So I think we're going to go for a dex, intelligence, maybe go up one in perception, one in charm, then another in another in perception and another in dex. We could go down.
Rather anemic, but at least you'll fit in.
But I think we're gonna go for like kind of a long range weapon, or the pistols and rifles generally. I like to go for in the first playthrough or something, RPG like this. Okay. Next. Okay. 2 points available. Oh yeah, I remember this system. So you got everything's kind of grouped into. So you see you got melee, range, defense, and dialogue, and you kind of upgrade the overall group. And I think then, I don't know if it later lets you upgrade. I don't know. We'll see. So I kind of want to.
You could probably talk your way out of a landing ticket.
I like the story in RPG, so I usually tend to upgrade dialogue stuff. Sneak, hack, lockpick, medical science, engineering. I think we need to do the handgun, the ranged
I
weapons
hear
one as well.
Monarch's in need of more game hunters.
Next, aptitude. Persuade +1. That could be a good. Determination +1. Doing dodge, inspiration, medical, plasma damage, science, one-handed melee. So yeah, I think I'm not looking at the backstories, more the bonuses. So, which is a shame with things like this, to be honest. But anyway, no transaction is finished without a smile. You live for the ka-chink of a bit cartridge and getting inserted right side up, the redemption of loyalty points, and the promise of a good day. Okay, but I think that's going to be yeah, I think that's going to be what we're going to want anyway. So
Good. I might require you to push a few buttons.
okay, appearance. I usually go female. I don't know why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. The uncanny valley is real. Might be worth fast forwarding this bit. Bro, horizontal. And whatever. Not too bothered about the little details, just because I want to get into the game quick. And I already did a big character creation thing on another one, and I don't want to bore you guys. Thing is, when you the one thing that's annoying about being a female character in RPGs is if in quite a lot of them, if you pick some crazy or like a big hairstyle, then anytime you wear a helmet or a hat, it all sometimes it clips through or it makes a bit of a mess of things. So I don't know, some games don't handle that very well. That kind of, what was it? That one looked pretty cool. Bit of a purple tinge. I think that was kind of similar to what it was anyway, wasn't it? Monobrow. Facial hair. Okay. Features. Excuse me. And generally as well with the makeup decisions and stuff like that. Anything that looks kind of cool in the character creator generally looks really weird in cutscenes. So you don't want to be too crazy. So I think that looks pretty cool, but I don't think it'd be wise for a full playthrough. Yeah, something like that, pretty understated. Yep, cool. Dirt. Oh, we're clean. Scar. That'd be better if it was just one eye. Nope. Edge. Okay. Next. What's my name? What is my name? Cool. I suppose Lyle kind of slightly works both ways, maybe. I don't know. It's not really a name I'm used to. From Tom doesn't really work. So Lyle, if you watch any of these videos on this channel, and you might have seen Lyle pop up every now and again. That's I do a lot of music, a lot of writing songs and recording stuff and all that kind of jazz. I've done that for a long time, and that's the name of like whenever I release any music, I do it under the name Lyle, because of one track on an album I got years ago, which was called Lyle, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then years later, I found out that it means listen if you like, which also works.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down to 90%. Skip drive
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
So one of the first things you notice in this game is that the environments, the planets are really cool. I'm playing at 1440p. Recording it in 1080 though, with graphics I think set to either ultra or very high, one of the two. If I wasn't recording it, I might potentially be playing in 4K, but it's just a case of wanting the recording to be smooth. So this isn't like I don't think this is completely maxed out, but so it's just going to be teaching us about sneaking, I guess, so we can hide in the grass. Awareness meters over the enemies, yeah, okay. And you can already tell there's a bit of humour going on as well. With some of the dialogue and characters and stuff like that. Phineas is
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
So that's like a slow time mechanic, which is pretty cool. And lose a bit of health, which kind of tells us we got fall damage and also shows us how we heal.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange for my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Spacer's what?
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
What were you doing out here?
Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
I've got a better idea. Give me a gun and I'll go get help.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Do you know anything about the Hope?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
I'm off. Thanks, Guard Pelham. Mag picks, they're like lock picks. Kinda, you need a bunch of them to get through doors. Any other... another. Some tartarus sauce. And you can kind of, with that dialogue, first dialogue interaction there, you can kind of really see the,
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
You can see the lineage. Tactical time dilation. Due to complications stemming from being revived after an extended hibernation, your brain processes time differently. Pressing the tactical time dilation button slows down the world, giving you time to think as well as take action. Yep, okay. So press RB to activate and deactivate again. Yeah, like I was saying, you can kind of see the Fallout style, because this is made by the guys who Marauder Vandal, you say? Are they exploded? Yeah. And again, my accuracy in shooting in first-person shooters is terrible, so I apologise. Another mag pick. Tarmac and cheese. Yeah, so it's made by the developers that did Fallout New Vegas, which still gets a lot of hacking and picking locks. Okay, I'm not going to waste any mag picks on this though, although well it takes two. Yeah, I'm gonna save them for like bigger loot stashes. It still gets praised today because of it having good characters and a story compared with the rest of compared with the standard Fallout titles. Oh well, the ones when at least the ones when Bethesda was in charge, which always had like a kind of a Bethesda's like worlds in big open RPGs are really impressive. Like that's the main thing that's impressive about like Skyrim and Fallout and Oblivion and you know all those games. But then the characters are usually super wooden, and there might be not all of them. There might be some like interesting side plots and things like that, but mainly I feel like the everything's far too gamey. You know, it's just super obvious that you're you playing a game all the way through it, rather than good characters and dialogue kind of get you immersed in a world. And yeah.
Hey, get over here before you get yourself killed. Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
I've got a feeling there's marauders about. I've already dealt with a few of these marauders, not impressed.
You pulling my limb? I mean, Yeah, of course. Marauders. Bunch of addle-brained derelicts. I could round them up all by myself. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
Spacer Choice guards back down from a challenge.
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
I just don't find business.
Okay, but yeah, like I say, you could see with the conversations that it's very kind of Fallout. When you kind of warp into that right in front of somebody's face as they're talking at you with the dialogue choices underneath.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move.
So that's the ship's AI.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
What are you going to... I'm not here to misappropriate anything.
I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Gesture procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You realize we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
I need to get this ship in the air.
I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Hawthorne's dead, I'm sorry.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
I get it. You need me to be Captain Hawthorne or you can't fly.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
I doubt I find a part like that just sitting in a garage.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it,
Best
thanks.
of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
The epic level up screen. Skill improvements. Okay, yep. I think we carry on with ranged. More dialogue. Some defense. Tech. And yeah, we should carry on with ranged. Cool. Right, trigger. Oh, bang. Apply. You have unlocked location hit effects for tactical time dilation. Hitting enemies in different locations during tactical time dilation maims or cripples those body parts. Try different locations to see the different effects. Hits to the chest produce different effects when using different weapons. Okay. You have unlocked a dialogue combat skill. When attacking the correct type of target, they are automatically debilitated. Okay. Wonder why my A button is not being shown there. It's weird. Okay, so perks. What we got? 50% base health. More tactical time dilation. More damage when it's just us. 25 walk speed. 20 sprint speed. Base armor. Stock carrying capacity. Charge rate. XP from companion kills. And better prices. I think we go with health first. Buy. Okay. Yeah, weapon management. We'll have a saber out just in case we run out of ammo. And stranger in a strange land. So yeah, we just need to go to the town. When we come back out of the ship, the Spacer's Choice woman is going to be like, "This is your ship? What?"
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
I don't have a job.
I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Okay, take care. Thanks. Because I probably couldn't afford the fine anyway. So, one thing I was just thinking then with the dialogue at the start of the game, and everyone like trying to make it like brutally obvious that there's marauders. You know, this is a future RPG, like on random planets and stuff, and they're still using all the same kind of language that you would have in small town America or whatever, or that you would have in America full stop. Yeah, which doesn't sit right with me, but anyway, it's a small thing. This game in general is really good. From what I remember from when I was playing it, it's really good. Hey, look, it's more marauders. Marauder lookout goon. Is there like a leader? Can we do a stealth kill? Don't look like it, does it? Maybe it's a perk or something. I'm trying to dodge like in Cyberpunk. If you're wondering, like, what is dodge? Oh yeah, it is like in well, kind of like in Cyberpunk. I was just doing it wrong. Okay, cool. Is there anything to take here? Not a lot. By the looks of things. Or maybe rather than the language used in America, maybe more accurate is the language used in RPGs. I don't know why, but marauders is a word that just, I don't know, I don't like. Overused, maybe.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Hey, it was Silas.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
I get it. I'm just passing through.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Lie. Nice to meet you. Do they pay you to chat with strangers? I never got your name. I'm Lyle.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Who do I talk to about a power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Depends on the work. You're offering me a job.
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You want me to collect what's owed to you? I can do that. You're making people pay for their own graves. I really don't want to do that. You're making people pay for their own graves. Why can't you collect these fees yourself? I'm sure you'll figure something out. Excuse me. I don't want to go around collecting money for this guy. I don't want to be like, yeah. Edgewater. Emerald Vale. Okay. So yeah, where did I get to on this last time I played? I think I got off this planet,
yep,
and then went somewhere else. But there's definitely if the first quest or two is anything to go by, there's definitely
I wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
A plague. There's always a plague. There's an interesting kind of moral dilemma. Although there did seem to be a right and a wrong. But yeah, so this is where we need to go to speak to the guy in charge. Is there a way to put your weapon away.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why...
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
I'll wait until you finished.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just... old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Let's hear it.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
You're getting like super Firefly vibes from this town, and the music and the dialogue, like it says they're doing them a kindness. It's like kind of sci-fi western, which, and if you've not seen Firefly series, I would strongly recommend you watch it. Although it did get cancelled, I don't know. It was just really good. So I need them to come home. Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
How can I help?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Yeah, sure.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Yeah, let's get going. Companions. Yep, cool. I've played a game before. Come on, Parvati, let's go.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
But yeah, getting very strong Firefly vibes. I don't think I noticed that the first time around, but it just clicked then with
Hey, ma'am,
Thompson.
can we talk? Sorry.
In the lift? Okay.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Just about the deserters. Figures Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
How well did you know the deserters? You work with them? You were friends or what?
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
I'm sure the deserters are very fine people, so what?
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, ma'am. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Okay. Suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Yeah, so Parvati's like kind of Kaylee, the ship's mechanic in Firefly. And that guy with his, what do they call that, a trilby, the hat he was wearing, looked like a bit like Badger, who was like a criminal, I guess,
I've always
who
felt weird in here.
gave the folks jobs.
Too clean.
But he was a bit of a dodgy character. Hello, Mr. Vicar.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Parvati wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
No, his intelligence isn't high enough. So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
It sounds like I've got my work cut out for me. Thank you for your time.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
And why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Why would a vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
I'll need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to this.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name Mbakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Ooh, that was a bit of a jarring cut on it, so...
Where are we headed?
Quest time thing. Okay, so if I remember correctly...
I wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Yeah, they're still having that same conversation.
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl. Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
What incident?
Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Let me see what you're selling.
Music to my ears.
I don't really think I want to buy anything. Mag picks are always good. Do you know what? I might just buy a load of mag picks. Oh, one mag pick, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna find stuff out and about. It's always foolish to buy loads of stuff in RPGs early on.
Outside the walls today.
Yes. So like I said, they've really done a good job with the aesthetics of the planets. It's kind of like
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't
almost like a slightly cartoony, like neopunk kind of vibe going on. Yeah, crates.
Just between us, Wilson deserted, lost his nerve, ran off.
And I think there's a weapon upgrade thing in here.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here. Hey, that's... I mean, if you need it. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realise I was stealing from you. So this is Parvati's house, eh? Anyway, yeah, let's go. So, if we look at this map, So we're here. Ooh. There's a cemetery and there's a ship. That's where we came in. And we want to be going out that way. Follow the road up to there. Remember, I'm pretty sure there's some enemy encounters here and here, and that's where we're going. Active quests. What about divert? Yeah, so this is for the book. Where's that on the map? So we need to go off that way for the book. Okay. Yeah, so maybe we do that first. Okay. Salt Tuna Cannery. But yeah, so like I say, something came along that was, I can't remember which game it was at the time, but it was, but it stopped me playing this, and so I've been quite looking forward to getting back into it, but there never seemed like a good time. There was always something that I was playing that was, well, I don't want to say better, but I was just more interested in. Oh. I guess that was a critical. Alright, so there's a whole host of people up there, but we're going over here for this book first. Where there's marauders everywhere, as you would expect. Actually, we've picked up a couple of assault rifles, haven't we?
Okay, keep it quiet.
Any more explosive? Oh, whatever. And Parvati just kind of died. I always think that's really funny when your party members in an RPG kind of die and then just come back to life when the fight's over. It's like, see you later, hello again. But yeah, they put a lot of effort into the surroundings and stuff like that. Although one criticism that I could have of just the way everything's set up is everything, like all the buildings are quite like kind of blocky, but I guess that makes sense if it's like a settlement that they've just quickly put up. Oh, we got a plasma rifle as well. Let's equip that. Oh, it's I think it does that mean it needs repairing? Condition 100%. Oh, does it mean we can't use it? Oh, is it just the type of weapon it is? I guess. Yeah, it must be. Okay. Collector's letter. I just got the letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater Cannery effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community centre, selling rare memorabilia, but scripture tells us all that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it and don't want those books mouldering in some contraband locker, so I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. Okay. So we need to go to a cave by the river. Dun 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 dun. Messages. Clement, I find I must disagree with your theories about the Earth Directorate's place in the colonial system. Sadly, as much as I appreciate the board and the new frontier they've opened for us, I believe Halcyon and all other colonies on the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Do you think the corporations would accept the mandated inclusion of an Earth Minister if they had a choice in the matter? Okay. Jefferson, of course, I'd never dispute that Earth is the heart of the whole colonial system, but the real adventure and independent spirit upon which humankind truly thrives is to be found out here among the furthest colonies. I still think you're wrong about the history though. The discovery of the ship drive was not what gave the Earth Directorate power over the corporations. The high cost of the Great War left them in a weakened state, and the skip drive was simply the extra leverage the Directorate needed to return to power. Clement. Okay. Two lockpicks. Yeah, I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna save a lot of the lockpicks and things of that nature for things that look like a good haul. Oh, and I need to level up as well, don't I? 10 points available. Another couple in defense. Another couple in range. Dialogue. Tech. Maybe a couple in leadership. Okay, yeah, sound. And I think that's it. I don't think we had any extra perks or all like that. Okay, so this cave, is that where it is? Or is it taking us on to retrieve the journal? Yeah, okay. Whereabouts on the map is that though? Okay, back over the other side. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure there was something over there as well. Anyway. I'm not too fussed about like 100% in and doing all the quests and side quests and things like that. I kind of want to keep the main quest moving at a reasonably brisk pace. But we'll do things kind of if they're on the way or if they're interesting. Okay, you know there's going to be some form of opposition here. Cave entrance. Is there anything to loot in these? Oh, they're just... okay. Oh, hello. Plasma rifle.
Get ready.
Yeah, that went pretty well. Oh, do you completely vaporize them when you... Yeah. Makes it harder to loot, I suppose. Because they might... they might be hidden to you. But anyway. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Cave entrance. Looks like a trap. Is there any more? Yep. It's a trap. Good, just those two on it. Mac and cheese.
Easy.
So you got the journal, grenade launcher. Well, we're gonna have to try that out. It's not a high DPS. Maybe just because it takes a while to fire, I guess. Okay. We're not going to return to the vicar yet because stranger in a strange land. Is that a reference to Firefly? I think that might be a reference to Firefly. Something that the ship's captain says. I mean, not the ship's captain, the pilot. Yeah, a stranger in this strange land. Yeah, but I'm sure it is. There's definitely some parallels to it. Does look pretty. Although I think they're kind of putting everything in the skyline. We've got like Northern Lights and planet with rings, and we're on a planet with rings, and yeah. But hey, it looks pretty, doesn't it? So whatever. Okay.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Oh, are we going to be welcome here? I can't remember. Doesn't look like it, does it?
Nice one.
But it certainly has a more natural feel than Bethesda RPGs at the moment. Although who's to say what the Bethesda RPGs of the future are going to be like? We're going to have to sort his inventory out soon. We're going to be carrying too much. But yeah, like I say, so far the characters have all got a bit of personality about them, and there's enough dialogue choices to make it feel like it's a relatively natural conversation. The next Dragon Age game really has to impress with its dialogue, I think, because BioWare were once like the masters of the you could even say the pioneers of the like action RPG genre, and the first Dragon Age, the dialogue system in that is similar to the dialogue system in this, whereby this was before they had the, like, you know, the conversation wheel type thing that you get in like the is it in all of the Mass Effect games? I think it might be. I can't remember if the first one is a dialogue wheel or not. It's definitely 2 and 3 were and the later Dragon Age game, Inquisition. All had like
Mr.
a.
Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here?
Yes, he certainly did. Can we just go straight to?
Performing.
Incoming!
No.
That's the last of them!
And so when you've got a list of choices here, and they don't necessarily relate to like progressing certain character traits, then you really do have you feel like you've got a lot of different things to say, and you can kind of flesh out the character, and it feels a lot more like you're playing the character. Whereas with the dialogue wheel, where it was like kind of with the Paragon and Renegade system that they had in Mass Effect, it was so two-dimensional, and it always boiled down to if you were playing as a good character or a bad character, and then you would always pick the dialogue selection that relates to that, so that you know you were min-maxing your dialogue stats, which is just a little bit disappointing, because it coming from the first Dragon Age, where you had a similar system to this game, like where you have just like a list of different things that you can ask or not ask, and they're not necessarily linked towards being a good or a bad character, which comes down to interpretation anyway, what you think is good and bad. Then you I don't know, it just feels a lot deeper. Oh yeah, I think we can let's sell some stuff, because we'll have loads of rubbish that we don't really need, like Tartarus sauce. Yeah, okay, can we not sell it? How do I sell? Okay, so I just go into my inventory and mark stuff as junk. Add to junk, add to junk, add to junk. 215. Well, if we equip that. Oh. And junk. Assault rifle 215. Yeah, junk. Another plasma rifle. 71 versus 71. 100% versus 89%. Okay, damn it. No. Oh, it's because I've got it equipped in it. You have to bear with me while I'm getting used to this game again. Okay. So our armor is 3. We've got a 9 and a 4. Yeah, they both look awful. Okay. Add to junk. 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 Bunch of nanas. Mock apple. Keep the things that are pet pills. What do they do? Companion ability cooldown minus 50%. I'm not too bothered about that. Uh, 200% natural health regeneration last 2 minutes. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Won't do any upgrading just yet, if we even can. Okay, so now we should be able to sell all that stuff. Sell. Am I being an idiot here? Why can't I sell anything? I don't understand. Oh well, we'll sell later, I guess. Strange. Right, see, so that was... access file. Okay. I'm really weirded out though that we couldn't sell anything. It's bizarre. Plant status. Redirect power.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
We're supposed to talk to someone first. Deliver a message to a woman named Adelaide before you enter the gym. Well, are we kind of in the gym with thermal plant now? Nah. I don't like how it says kind of active quest, but then just doesn't. Yeah, okay, that is the quest that I know that's the quest that I'm on, but it don't give you any details of what each marker is. Deliver a message to a woman named. So where do I find Adelaide McDivitt then? Because I'm in the geothermal plant now. So that's going to annoy her, so I'm going to load an autosave, I guess. Man, hopefully this isn't... Let me just pop a normal save. Hopefully this isn't too long ago. Okay, so this is here, so we need to go further back. Oh no, we haven't diverted the power yet, have we? Okay. So let's get back out of here and see if there's another marker on the map. Yeah, like I said, I really don't like that it doesn't give you any like detail on your quest markers. Right. So there's one. So Adelaide, where's Adelaide? Is it this star one here? Oh, is that a vending machine? Sell junk. So where's this woman? Oh, this is frustrating. But then there's this one to the side here that it won't let me. And I can't zoom in any further than that. Ugh, that's really frustrating. You entered the oh, so I have to go back to a save before even the... We're in the geothermal plant there, so we've got one more chance. Okay, so hopefully now, this is before we've entered the geothermal plant, right? Okay, so on the map there should be another abandoned outpost, transport wreckage, river hideout, Edgewater cemetery. Something. Is it that? So I guess she wouldn't be at the geothermal plant anyway, would she? Where's the settlement? She must be at the settlement, I guess, or is it up there? I think that's a settlement, either that or there. I guess, I just don't know. But why would it not be on the map? No, I don't think this is the settlement. That I'm looking for. Yeah, this is Marauders.
Incoming! Don't mess with us!
I won't mind about stuff like this if it wasn't a game that had everything on the map. You know what I mean? If it was like one of those kind of that didn't put markers on the map and didn't kind of say, oh, you should be over here and go to this place, then this place, or whatever. But when it does put stuff on the map, but doesn't give you any information, I mean, what are you supposed to... I don't know what you're supposed to think or do. Here we go, Botanical Lab. Hey.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Reed said something about farmer workers living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Where can I find Adelaide?
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
You and me both. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to repair my ship.
Well, look at you, buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Don't worry about it, I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
Okay, so this is the abandoned settlement that we've been discussing. Let's go speak to the leader. Hey up, Adelaide. Having a nice refreshing brew.
It's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon. but it's been cleaned.
Looks like you made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why did you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power regulator. I need it to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. We'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
What do you have against people trying to make a living?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery.
Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
The thing is, like, yeah, this does seem like the right thing to do. Divert power here. But then, corporation or no corporation, sure, some people from that town might come over here, but some people might end up being marauders. I hate that I'm having to say that all the time. So this is Lucy's house, I think, and we need to search for clues, I think. Journal. Remember the person at the who we talked to at when we were just coming into this town. who said that Zoe's gone missing. Oh, here we go. Zoe's journal, page 12. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me, no more cannery, no more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'ams, and would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I've always hated the cannery and I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the Vale once, didn't I? Just because I got sick. Everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and grabbed a little too much adreno time. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility in surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adreno time and suddenly you're committing larceny. Okay. She's been hopped up on adreno time. Is that the only thing? Yes, Zoe's house. Oh. Page 22. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today's the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauder threat. Bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fire, probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organised. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of salt tuna. Should last me a couple of weeks if I ration. Got some adreno time too. Everyone loves adreno time, even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of adreno time before their eyes. This is going to be great. Look out, Terror 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm going to have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some reserves. Okay, so... Whoa. Guess I leveled up. Another 10 points. Again, we'll put a couple into dialogue, a couple into ranged, a couple into defense, a couple into tech, and maybe a couple into stealth this time. Okay. Perks. Carry capacity maybe. Oh no, tactical time dilation. Yep. Okay. Find Zoe. So yeah, I mean, grenade launcher, eh? Yeah, it didn't really do anything, did it?
Incoming! There's one! Nice. I don't know anybody. Here we go!
Ow. Do they get blown up by their own mines? come on now. No, that's right, Zoe. Shake it off. I mean, no, you're not Zoe. You're Parvati. No mag picks. Okay, cool. Hey Zoe, just chilling out here.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, Zoe, your people are looking for you.
What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
I can't imagine you're happy out here. Food's awful, company's worse, and no serial dramas.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Need you to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
No. Not interested. Okay, so that was a swish little diversion. Right, so now we need to go to the plant, I guess. Oh, go back to... Huh? Go back to Grace. Okay, yeah, so if we divert the power over to the botanical lab to these folks, let's... Oh, hang on though. Which is the best outcome? I don't really know.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened anyway?
She joined up with a band of marauders. They hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Because ideally, what we want to do is we want to get both. We want to get them to compromise.
Something you need? You mean about the mission being too clean? There was a kind of a thing, the vending machine, when I was 12.
Yeah, that must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Laugh.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool. I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
It's an ideal, not what we live in, but what we strive for.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Let's get back to it. Yeah, so kind of ideally, you want this camp to become part of the original camp, but in their own way. Let's go back to options. Swap, breakdown, repair. Okay. Options. Well, I can't seem to repair anything, so maybe you need a higher repair skill to do it out in the field. Ooh, bolt and pistol. Do remember the hunting rifle being quite good, but yeah, anyway. Should break down some of these that we've got that are duplicates. That's 74%, that's 100%. %, that's fine. We'll keep another plasma rifle anyway. There's another one further on. Yeah, so I was going to say let's go back to the 9 armor, you say? Yeah, go back to the main town. See if speaking to the main guy has any effect on things. Can we fast travel? Hooray!
Another day at the cannery.
We can give the vicar his thing as well, can't we? His book.
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
I've got your book right here.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French.
Whoa, now.
It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You didn't want that book to keep others from reading it, you just wanted it for yourself.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Why did you think the book held the secrets you were looking for?
Bocconu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
At least you still have your mission work here to give your life a meaningful purpose.
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches.
Whoa!
Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Sounds good, let's go.
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Okay. It's funny, the guy here is, the main guy here is trying to get people back, and we've turned up and immediately taken two of the most useful people out of the economy. Okay, so...
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
That sounds disgusting.
Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
Hang on, so what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
So might these mushrooms be something to do with...
Go ahead.
The plague?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Sometimes people move on, it's the way of things.
Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows us that purpose. We should not have to move on from it. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
You and Adelaide have a personal history.
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
I should go.
Something you need?
We'll tell you. I don't know which way to do it. Let's just go back to the botanical lab, see if I missed anything in the conversation that we can gleam.
Anything else I can do for you?
When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
I don't imagine you get a lot of visitors.
My dear, we are all visitors in a momentary universe. Our lives flicker in and out like the guttering of a flame. Here now, then gone. Me and mine are just carrying on as best we can, trying to live our lives in a way that does not feel wasted.
Until your power cuts out, anyway.
I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate Saltuna? That was all me.
There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I'm guessing Reed has his own side of that story.
I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely welcome to ask him.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm listening.
Yeah, I should go. Okay, so that was a bit of a development. Let's go back and speak to Reed again. Hey, where's the... is...
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler. Spacer's choice takes care of its own.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
Why not?
Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Why? What's going on here?
Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Couldn't get better on my own. Got moved here for everyone's sake. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
I've got some training, I could take a look at you.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble.
You obviously need help.
That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
It's ridiculous. You can't blame yourself because you fell sick.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
I'll leave you be. So they're being told that they're getting sick because they're not working hard enough. Well, is there a there's a barber shop, cantina.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
The latest report?
I don't know you.
I'm Lyle.
Amelia Kin, Spacer's Choice Beverage Dispenser. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here.
And what a fine establishment it is.
You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand.
Fine by me. Let's see what's on tap.
Coming right up.
Sell. Oh, so now we can sell. Maybe you just can't sell at a vending machine. I guess that makes sense. I thought that you could though. Energy cell Firefly. Interesting. So there's a lot of Firefly references everywhere. Okay. I was looking for like a doctor's or something.
A friend of mine died.
I've never actually been in here.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing a promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
Okay. If you need help with your marauder problem, I'm
As a
fine.
Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
Got some questions if you don't mind.
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
Does the name Phineas Wells mean anything to you?
His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual?
Never mind.
Something to report? As long as your question... His likeness decorates...
No, that's not what I wanted.
I am also obliged to inform you of our referral program. For every criminal you refer to the authorities, the board will reward you. Something to report? As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
So who do you work for? Spacer's Choice or Edgewater?
If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serves Spacer's Choice.
Who does Spacer's Choice answer to?
Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this.
Okay.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Should keep our voices down.
That's what I mean. Like, these people are all eating this saltuna, which is made from a... mostly from a local mushroom on this... what is really an alien planet, to be fair. So... and people are just getting sick. So is it something to do with what they're eating? I was hoping to find like a medic or something. But anyway, we're going to go back and talk to him because we talked to her and carry on this back and forth. At least we can fast travel, that's me. I won't be going backwards and forwards so much if it weren't for fast travel. I'd have just gone to the plant already and just gone, alright, whatever. Because I want them to reach a compromise.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider. Go ahead.
We need to have a word about this plague.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
How long has this plague been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
You should have developed an immunity after a repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test, It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude, and it is one we will see through to the end.
You must have some kind of treatment plan.
Show up to work, put in your hours, wear a smile. Problems of the body come from problems of the spirit. Work improves the spirit and fortifies the body.
No. You know what else fortifies the body against disease? Antibiotics.
And where do you suggest we find this magical panacea? Can we pan for medicine in the stream? Medicine is a rare and precious commodity. If you demonstrate you have earned the right to be treated, you will be treated. Otherwise, you must heal yourself.
You withhold medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son die.
Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most. Go ahead.
Have you taken a look around your town lately?
It is my job to keep 2 eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
Your town is falling to pieces.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do.
How long have you worked here?
I'm trying to remember, 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that.
Okay, I should go. Whoops. Okay. But what it all comes down to though is there's more people here than there are in the botanical settlement, or so it seems. So you kind of, although it seems like the most positive thing is to divert the power to botanical lab and let those guys thrive, this town needs those people to come back in the grand scheme of things, but for them to come back they have to make some compromises and incorporate some of the aspects of what's going on out here into the town. So I believe, if memory serves correct, when I did this quest the first time, I'm sure it ended up in these guys coming back to town, but there being split leadership between the two leaders of each, which kind of was the best of both worlds. So I'm hoping I'm going to go out to the thermal power plant, divert power back to Edgewater, convince these folks to move back, but then convince him to give up some of his power so that it can be a bit more of a balanced town, like, you know, rather than just being everything is about the Saltuna canning facility, because you should be able to maintain that whilst you know, having more diversity in the town as the town grows, because, you know, you only need a certain amount of people to man the canning facility, and if all the inhabitants are healthy and the town is growing, then, you know, best of both worlds. So I think that's what we're going to do. It would be nice if I had confirmation of at least the potential of a compromise before I went and did this, though. I wonder if all these robots are back alive again. Ah, I tried. But already I'm remembering why I really had high hopes about this game, because if this was a Bethesda RPG, I wouldn't really be that bothered about what was going on, and you know, which way the quest ended. But as you can see here, I've been like kind of umming and ahhing about what to do, and going backwards and forwards, trying to, you know, find out the best course of action, and then
the control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right.
Down they go.
There's another one over here, wasn't there? Oh, is it maybe in the next room?
Don't mess with us.
Redirect power. Please activate all 3 electrical track switches. Okay. So we need to activate some switches to be able to redirect the power.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
I'll have to go through all this again, won't I? Yeah, always check doors in this game, because if you could come up here and go, oh, then you'd lose 4 of your lockpicks getting through that door. But then, as you saw last time, we just went up this ladder, and this door doesn't require anything to pick the lock, so we get into the same room without any of the unlock office door, without wasting any of his lockpicks. Bit of Chinese checkers. Oh, it looks slightly different to Chinese checkers, but yeah. Okay.
Easy.
We didn't need any of the mag lock things, which are the most important, so I didn't mind opening that one. Okay, so switch number 1. This gun wasn't really working for us very well there, was it? No, we need to get a security key card to open that door. Unlock door. Cool. Oh, Okay, so there's going to be some robots about, isn't there?
That's the last of them.
Maybe the plasma rifle is the better option. Because that took a fair wedge of bullets also. Hello. Yeah, that's the way to go. Skills, another 10. Ranged. Defense. Dialogue. Tech. And I always forget to apply. Parvati. Base health, threat generated, engineering, extra health first, I think.
There's 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
They'll have to go back. Borrowed a copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3, something to read down in the print, much obliged. C. Higgins. There's a lot of destroyed sentries, isn't there? Oh, I see. There's some form of battle with. Ever been in here? The bathroom. There's supposed to be much in here. Ooh, some armor. And some bits. Okay.
Get away!
Higgins? What's wrong?
You're not real. You're not real.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
You're not real. You're not real. Go away, Phantom.
Yo.
Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram!
Calm down. I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining it.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
What is it you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You're an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
If you worked on these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I can deal with the mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of their logic modules. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
I wanted to ask you something.
The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
Maybe not that. What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And you weren't killed?
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
I should go. Sorry, bro, but that looked like quite good stuff, so I've just taken it. I hope that's okay. I'll leave him his impact hammer. Okay. Carrying on.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Engineering shut off steam release valves. Excellent. Ooh. Repair. Tinker, modify. Should we put a sight on the assault rifle? Extendo sight. gyro site. Let's try the gyro site. We could upgrade stuff, but I'm gonna is it just cost bits? Plasma rifle. Okay, where was the terminal where we get the bots to attack each other? Nice, we're one-shotting them now. What's that with that? A whole lot of nothing.
That's the last. I'm not sure what the ride is. Alls I know is the decision's final.
Yeah, I'm still going by. We divert power back to the town and then explain to the folks that they need to go back but make demands. Okay. Bossed worst. Oh, no, we need to actually do the thing. Divert the power.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I won't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
No, I agree. I agree. I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Redirect power. Continue. Redirect power to Edgewater. Return to room. Exit. Right, now let's go talk to the people at the botanical garden. Botanical lab. They ain't gonna like us. Yeah, apologies for the horrible.
Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
No, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, apologies for the horrible American accents that are gonna creep in from time to time, but yeah, it's just the game.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you. That doesn't mean kill him, does it? Yeah.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh?
No!
This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't just going to leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Okay. What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Okay. Pick up the power regulator. Hooray.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town.
I'm passing through.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple of pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Yeah, I've got one. Just picked it up in the power plant.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
The elusive part 3. Someone stashed it away inside the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
I'll let you know if I find any of this.
Sure! I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
Yeah, you won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her.
Yeah, leave her behind then.
Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here and curse us till the end of her days.
Stay put. I'm going to try to talk to Reed into Reed and stepping down.
You know
Yeah,
where
okay.
to find me.
Okay. Should we go and talk to Reed before we talk to these folks? That might be an idea. Then we can all be like, hey, I organised a compromise for you. No need to get all angry and stuff.
Heard something outside the walls.
OSI.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
At the cannery.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
I delivered your message, but I haven't convinced Adelaide to come back.
I expected as much. I've been thinking about it. I could use Adelaide back, but if she's being obstinate, try to talk her followers into returning. We need the extra hands.
I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back as long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my best for this town.
Your town's a mess, Reed.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
This town, have you people ever eaten an actual vegetable?
The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice salt tuna cannery. We eat salt tuna here, and only salt tuna.
I'm pretty sure it's your food that's making you sick. You need Adelaide's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
She's been using human corpses in her fertilizer.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
I'm not in the mood to argue. You want Adelaide to help? Step down.
You're right. I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
This can't be easy for
I've
you.
always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Take care. Okay, so now we can go back to the botanical lab. And talk to old Adelaide.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Talk Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Oh, you know, you could use the cannery to make healthier food, like can healthier food, so other settlements could also benefit. Couldn't you? Rather than just thinking about yourself.
See what happened?
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Adelaide's agreed to go back to Edgewater.
Didn't think she'd go back so long as Reed was still running the place. Something must have changed. If Adelaide's going back to Edgewater, we'll follow her.
Excellent. Well, most people are happy. That's what we like. And now we can go back to the ship and put in the thingamajigamabob. Although there is a couple, there's this place down here that wants that we didn't properly explore. Oh, we kind of did we? No, I don't think we did actually. There's these little buildings here and these buildings here that we didn't explore, so that might be worth a shout. And getting to the ship and doing all that, that'll be next episode anyway. It's just been a bit of a long one to start on it. I really hope the main story kind of yeah, we're gonna use lockpicks to get in here. I'm pretty sure there's a cool weapon in here or something.
Oh, you got that?
Oh, is it just another plasma rifle? I thought there was something better than that in here. Scotch Journal. After sneaking parts out of the industrial sector for a couple of days, I think I finally have everything I need to build my own flying death machine. However, upon closer inspection, I'm not entirely sure all these components will fit together properly. It's not like the board would build their mechanicals with custom tooled parts, right? Everything would have to be modular for all these mechanicals to run efficiently. I'll tool around with things for a bit and see what I can put together. After a few hours of experimentation, things are starting to come together, but I still don't have it down to an exact science. For instance, there's something wrong with the memory processing core that I can't seem to sort out. When I tried to install it, the unit made a loud buzzing sound and refused to respond to any feedback. I removed it, whacked it with a wrench a few times, and that seemed to stop the buzzing. Things seemed like they were working for a few seconds after I installed it again, but now there's a sharp clicking noise every few seconds, and the damn thing's right stabilizer won't stop twitching. I'll try removing the processing core again and giving it a few more good whacks. That'll learn it. So it looks like his death machine turned on him. Oh, we got a couple of mag picks back anyway if we're coming in here. Ah, I was certain there was something good here, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was the first time I picked up a plasma rifle, so that's what I was remembering. Anyway. Okay, and yeah, there's this place that I don't think we... Did we clear out this place? No, it don't look like it, does it?
We can handle this. That's the last of them.
Community centre, so there'll be another one of those books in here, I guess. You know, for the mechanic guy. Looks like there's a fair few enemies in here as well.
I'm ready for this.
Oh man.
That's gotta hurt.
No man.
Nice work.
That was the worst aiming ever. What, did I kill him? How? I missed him with every shot.
Incoming!
Guide to mechanical engineering, nice. Can't remember where they said the other one was. There was also the 3 people that we needed to get the finger off as well, but like I say, I'm not too bothered about doing all the side quests. I will do some.
Wow! Great work!
A lot of dead folks out here, isn't there?
You're fast. I'm going.
Experimental ampicillin. Surely that's got to be a quest item on it. Okay, that was quite a good room. And that brings us back out to the... Right, okay, was there anything else I missed? What's with the down arrow?
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on it. He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
That boy's head over heels for you.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Just put them all into range, shall we? Walk speed, sprint speed, 25% weapon armor durability loss down. Yeah, that's good. Why would I want to hack that? I've kind of got everything from this place, haven't I? Okay, yeah, I think we've explored most of this. Yeah, I remember there being some good stuff in there, so I didn't want to. Because thing is, once we kind of leave this planet, I'm sure we can come back, and we probably will with some like later quests and whatnot. But it's just, will I really want to? Coming back to the first area in a RPGs are usually a bit like, because you're just picking up rubbish stuff. Yeah, we don't need any mags to do that, do we? So. Three lock, yeah, why not? 3's not too many.
Great work.
Ooh. I thought it was a shotgun. Eh. Okay, cool. Ow. Yeah, where was the other? Because we only need to get one more. In the pit in the... Okay, so go back to the town. That's good. So, the pit in the cannery. Hey, little guys.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems fail. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
I can do it myself, actually.
That's not bad work, ma'am. You done this before?
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
Well, hey, don't you owe me something for the repairs?
Spacer's Choice reminds all colonists that serving the Spacer's Choice family is the highest possible reward. I have been programmed to deliver this pre-approved message.
I'll be going now. Is there a door back into the city this way? I think this goes all around, doesn't it? There's blatantly more stuff that's going to happen on this planet because the map's bigger. But I think we've done the majority of the important stuff for now. We just need to get this one engineering volume and give it to Mr. Engineer, and then we'll call it for today, and I can be on my way back to the spaceship in the next step. So we're looking for the pit. That looked like the pit. That guitar is so Firefly, it's insane. Oh, hey up, your phone's ringing. Ugh. I think I just missed him. Okay. Right, we're not long off the end of this ep. I'll just finish up here and then. Okay. Where's this data pad? Excuse me. Would have thought it was down here. Is this not the pit? Oh, didn't mean to steal that. Oh, that's where the power regulator is. Okay, maybe this isn't the pit. I think this is where the lad's going to be, in it. Oh no. Nice. Oh, is he still in, still in the, botany place or whatever? Yup. Fast travel. Please. Okay, mister. What are you guys still doing here?
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. With Reed gone, we're gonna need her leadership. No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Cool beans. Right. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so this is the Outer Worlds. Very kind of modern style action RPG, as you can see. And to me, it's kind of like all of the almost all of the really good things about a Bethesda RPG, but with just I don't know, good characters and good story. Some elements of Bethesda's RPGs have, like, you know, some of the characters are alright and some of the stories are alright, but this feels much more like it's got much more of a cinematic vibe to it than anything that I've played from Bethesda. And don't get me wrong, like there's ways in which that Bethesda RPGs are a lot better than something like this. So, for example, just the sheer amount of like customizability of lots of things. But I mean, they do fall down in certain areas. I've never been a massive fan of combat in Bethesda RPGs and all sorts of other stuff. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this first step. I'm going to enjoy this series a lot because I've been waiting to play this game for about a year. I've had it and it's just, there's always been something else going on. So, yeah, thanks for joining us and I'll see you guys in the next step. Alright, bye.